We often hear the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. And I really believe it does, right? Parenting is no small feat, and it usually requires a community to raise a child, not just a single parent. But nobody talks about the village that it takes to keep an adult healthy. And I think that silence and that expectation of going it alone, it's costing us. It costs us in terms of our relationships, our health, and honestly, a lot of unnecessary resentment towards people that we love the most. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. Here's the dynamic I see playing out constantly, especially in long-term relationships. We take every social, emotional, intellectual, and recreational need that we have, and we quietly place it at the feet of one person, our partner. And then we feel confused or frustrated or lonely when that one person can't possibly meet all of it. And of course they can't. No one person can. But we've been conditioned to believe that if our relationship is healthy, our partner should be our best friend, our confidant, our adventure companion, our intellectual sparring partner, our emotional support system, and our source of fun. That is an enormous ask. And when the relationship inevitably falls short of that impossible standard, we either blame ourselves or, worse yet, we blame them. What if the problem isn't the relationship? What if the problem is the expectation? There is research that shows the quality and diversity of our social connections is one of the strongest predictors of health, longevity, and happiness. Did you hear that? Quality and diversity. The Harvard study of adult development, which I have mentioned many times before on this show, it's one of the longest running studies on human happiness, spanning over 80 years. In case you don't remember that study, it found that close relationships, more than money or fame, keep people happy and healthy throughout their lives. But it wasn't just one relationship that mattered. It was the richness of the entire relational web. We're not built for one relationship. We're built for community, for a web of connections that serve different functions and meet different needs, because we are multidimensional, dynamic beings. Some people in our lives are meant for a deep emotional intimacy. Others for intellectual stimulation. Others for adventure and play. Others for professional growth. Others simply just for laughter, entertainment. When we try to collapse all of those functions into a single relationship, we suffocate the relationship and ourselves. Think about what a village, that concept of a village, actually provides for a child, right? Safety, yes, but also variety. I really feel like I am standing face to face with this right now, with my son being 16. It is more obvious to me than it has ever been how much other people influence him, but also how much he needs to be influenced by other people, not just his parents, right? I want him to be around other adults that inspire him in different ways, because different adults model different things. Different relationships teach different lessons. A grandmother who tells stories, a neighbor who teaches a skill, a teacher who challenges, a friend who plays, a coach who provides a belief system that maybe is yet to develop, right? No single parent, however devoted, can replicate that breadth. We don't expect them to. We understand intuitively that a child needs many kinds of connection to develop fully. And adults are no different. We just stopped building the village because we stopped having time. Or maybe we just forgot how important it was. So what does it actually mean to build a village as an adult? I love this conversation, actually, because I feel like more and more in a lot of my coaching conversations, this very rumble is showing up where people have this hunger to feel more connected and spend time nurturing that social web. So building a village as an adult means having at least one friendship where you can be completely honest, where you don't have to manage how you come across. You know who that person is for you. I hope you have that person. It means having people in your life who share your interests, not just your history. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people from my history do not share my interests. They're two different people, right? Two different groups of people. Find people to move with, people to think with, people to create with. It means investing in community, a class, a group, a cause, investing your time, your energy, your mental bandwidth, maybe your resources, where you are connected to something larger than your immediate circle. And it means being honest with yourself about which needs are going unmet and taking responsibility for meeting them, rather than just waiting for one person to figure it out. I know I've gone through lots of seasons where I did expect my husband to be that everything, to be everyone rolled into one human. And it was unfair. And my husband and I, while we have a lot of very similar interests, we also have a lot of very different interests. And I have needs that my husband cannot satisfy, doesn't want to satisfy. It's not in his wheelhouse. And I don't see that anymore as a problem. I see it as needing to diversify in terms of the people who can offer the things that he can't. And the same goes for him, by the way. I cannot be everything that he needs wrapped up into one human. So I have come to believe that the most loving thing you can do for your closest relationships is to stop asking them to be everything. Give your partner or your best friend or your family, give them the room to be who they actually are, rather than who you need them to be in every possible moment. And then go build the rest of your village. Not because your relationships are lacking, but because you deserve a full, expansive life. And a full, expansive life requires more than one person to hold it. It takes a village at every age. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.